Well, hello. Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself. You've been ambushed here. I've not done any preamble, to let people know that I'm broadcasting and stuff like that. So whoever comes is whoever comes in the live chat. And of course, we can have a little ping backwards and forwards as I share this content with you guys now. Now, I've called this, we need to talk about Tucker Carlson. Yeah. And, I could have set all these different things up. And you know what? I was just like, it's just too important. I just had to get stuck in and just share some of the astrological insights into what has just happened, which of course is one of the biggest media earthquakes in ages. Oh my gosh, look at that! Quite a few. Look at it. I'm going to just type in here. Hello, folks. I've ambushed you. I've ambushed you. I thought it. Sorry. Let's just do this here. And you'll see that. Right. Wow, a lot of you are piling in. Thank you so much for joining me. So this was, sorry first, it was completely, I saw the news and I was like, right, I need to get my charts together. I also re-watched the video. Now, you guys, many of you may not know this. I did a video deep dive into Tucker on July 20th, 2021. Yeah, so this is a ways back now, guys, and you can see the light. You'll see in that video the lighting's different. Even my complexion's a bit different because it was in the summer. Yeah, obviously summer heat. We're kind of spring is still waiting to kind of spring here, so you can see a little bit pale. And of course, my lighting is different. And now, of course, I have the old beading in the background. So so it may not be immediately obvious if you decide to watch the video, which I will link in the end part. When the video ends and you get the next suggestion video up, I'll put my Tucker Carlson video in there. So if you're watching me live, it's not going to be in there yet because this recording has to end, but it will be there soon after. So well worth checking out. I actually predicted that Tucker would have a moment. Yeah. Now, remember too, before I get stuck in, because I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're gonna look at his chart. Remember too as well. Do you remember my Saturn accountability video? Let me know, guys, if you've seen that. In my Saturn accountability video, I said there's going to be all types of accountability, even for Dr. Ronch, yeah? Starting in 2023, when Saturn moved into sidereal Aquarius, which he did on the 17th of January, 2023. Yeah. And I said there'd be stuff to do, phenomena in the skies, science, governments, new rules and regulations that people may not necessarily like. We have the Chinese spy balloon, which demarcated that. And of course, we've since had these recent revelations as well, kind of coming out about Hoover. You know who I mean? Just remember the first three letters of that. Yeah. And I've shared on my community pages, as you know, because I said these eclipses would also bring out things to do with medicines, scientists will be in the news, etc. But let's not forget, Saturn is also doing his accountability as well. And I said it would also apply to media. Look what's been happening with Foxtrot, yeah. And now Tucker has been given the chop. Yeah, it's been given the chop. Let's see who's here. So we've got, oh yeah, some Jenny W. Oh, actually, I can click up now, can't I? Because it's just me. It's just me and you. So Jenny W. saying, yup, saw it. Oh, someone here is saying, Manuela Orchid, my daughter is buying a chart from you for my birthday in May. Ah, so happy and looking forward to it. I hope I have in time. Yes, I do have a little bit of space left in May, but get in there quick, yeah, because it's really starting to sell out. And in May, I'm also going to be going to Italy as well for a little bit. So for end of May and a bit of June. So if May is full, then just book for June. The time will go quicker than you think. I'm amazed. Look, there's already 151 of you here in the studio. Also, want to let you guys know as well. Let me know what suggestions you would like for deep dives. I'm going to start doing more deep dives. I'm also going to start putting more content as well on my Vedic Apprentice membership and stuff like that, senior membership. I'm going to look at all of these things. As you know, it's been so busy. There's been so much, and I've been doing lots of collaborations and all that stuff. I've got one coming up with Linda G. I think, what's the date? I think it's on Thursday. Let me just check my phone and I'll make sure I'm there this time. Mercury retrograde. There was all sorts going on with email. Let me just see here. 1 minute. I've got my diary up. Is it? Oh, no, actually it's Wednesday 26th. There in my diary there. So Wednesday 26th at 11 o'clock my time, and I think it's going to be like 2 p.m. Pacific or whatever. I'm going to have Linda G on my channel, and we're going to do a deep dive looking at MTG and Ivanka, and how I was able to predict the insurrection by looking at Ivanka's D9 chart, which kicked in when she turned 40, and I could see Duck Larange from there, and I was able to predict those things. So I'm going to be doing these videos where, because a lot of stuff I've recorded these videos a while ago, as you know, and now it's all coming true. But sometimes I've just had to be patient and wait for certain shoes to drop before I've revealed certain things. Also as well, I mean, oh gosh, what can I say? In my July 2021 video, let's just say for me, certain things have evolved in regards to Monsieur 19. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. And I'm gonna have to leave that there, because that could just be too controversial. Anyway, so let me just see here. What's this? Let's just see here. Live surprise. Yes. Thanks, Teresa. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I've spoken for a little bit. Now I'm going to take you into Tucker Carlson's chart. I have got this one here as the backup. This is my original that I did for the YouTube, but I want to show you guys. His chart on the screen so we can poke and have a little look around. If you guys want to have more of the deep dive, then just look at my video that I recorded for Tucker Carlson in, like I said, July 20th, 2021. I'll go into a lot more detail there about his character, his life. There's a lot in that video that you guys wouldn't have necessarily known about him before. But I deliberately, even in the video, I said, I'm not going to release this to the public because it was a bit too sensitive, and certain things had to happen. I was waiting for this moment, and it has. But let's do the modern context now. So look, you see here, I'm going to go to present. And I learned how to do this last night when I was on Kevin's channel, and I was doing live chart readings there. Screen sharing, and I'm going to do share screen. Entire screen. Yes, there we are. So we'll do that. Let's see. So that's that. And then what? Entire screen. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, there we are. Sorry. Now something should happen. Aha! So now you can see the picture in picture. I'm still getting used to this, folks. Now, what if we see here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on this. And then you should be able to see Tucker Carlson's chart. 1 minute. It's doing the whole screen, but then I can't actually see myself, which is a bit annoying. So let me do... no, I'm gonna stick with that. Actually, I'm gonna stick with that. Let me know in the comments if you can see. Just tell me, can you see Tucker Carlson's chart? I'm moving the cursor around. Can you see it? and I'll minimize just to see in the comments. Could you see Tucker Carlson's chart? What a day. Yeah. And yeah, Don Lemon as well. I know that was Don Lemon was surprised. Here we are. Let's just see here. Oh, good. Okay, you can see the screen. Perfect. So I'm going to put it back up. And I'm going to poke around and I'll kind of put it up, put it down, put it up, put it down. Yeah, because I can't see myself as I'm sharing, but it doesn't matter. I'm not the important thing here in this instance. Right. Let's start off. Some of this information will be repeated if you watch my legacy video on Tucker Carlson. But for those that are new, and of course, I've got thankfully, I've had so many more new subscribers since then. So Tucker Carlson is a Cancer rising. Here he is. He was born. Let me just put it here. He was born on the 16th. What have I put here? He was born on the 16th of May, 1969. I think in the video, in the legacy video, I may have said July, you know. Anyway, 16th of May, 1969 at 10:07 a.m. in San Francisco. Yeah. And this makes Tucker Carlson, it makes him a Cancer rising. Now, many Cancerians are involved in showbiz, by the way. Politics, showbiz, this, that, and the other, creativity, all of this stuff. It's actually a very creative sign. It's known as the homebody sign and stuff like that, but it's not quite true. Cancerians are very ambitious when it comes to their careers. Now, I don't want to repeat too much because I want to leave a lot of the meat and vegetables, shall we say, for that legacy video. But one of the important things to understand is this, is Tucker Carlson's second house. Now, the second house deals with literally the mouth. Yeah, deals with the mouth. It deals with speech, values, money, family growing up, and all of this kind of thing. If we look here, he's got Pluto here, Pluto in the sign of Leo, at 29 degrees and 3 minutes. Now, what is Pluto? We know now the highest expressions of Pluto can be incredible. Yeah, it can deal with transformation, turning lead into gold, mea culpa, where we own our shadow, integrate it, and kind of gain our X-Men powers. However, Pluto also deals with legacy traumas, you know, family traumas, personal traumas, stuff like this. But it can also deal with the dark underbelly of society. It can deal with people trafficking, fascism, racism, all of the isms, yeah, of all sorts of different kinds, yeah, which we see, sadly, rising quite a lot in the world now. The alchemy is also happening as well. This thing with Tucker is also what? Part of the alchemy, yeah, transforming things. But it shows a great intensity in childhood. Now, one of the things that's coming out about Tucker, now we know that he's basically been made to resign, didn't even get to shoot his little video because we have the Dominion lawsuit, which of course, what was it, $787 million and something like that. Now, you will know I expressed my disappointment with Dominion for taking the money. I can understand why they did it, yeah, because obviously, you know, Fox would have dragged it out and this, that, and the other, and you know, who doesn't want 748 million or whatnot in cash? Yeah, obviously people, you know, they're going to go for it. But I felt that bigger argument had to be made. What I even though I predicted, we'll see in the legacy video that Tucker Carlson will start to have more difficulties from January 2022 when he went into his Saturn Dasha. Let me just see here. Yeah, he started his Saturn Dasha on the 17th of January 2022. Saturn's Dasha lasts for 19 years. Yeah, 19 years. Nonetheless, there has been a certain element of surprise in regards to what happened to Tucker, because we think, they're probably just going to spin and lie their way out of it. However, as you know, the eclipses, which I've been talking about ad nauseum. Do you remember I said these eclipses were going to be very, very consequential and a lot would emerge in the world? Right. But going back to the Pluto thing, so here we can see Tucker's toxic speech. Yeah, toxic speech where he's come. Pluto is also deals with manipulation, subterfuge, hidden agendas of all kinds. He represents the 8th house on his own. Yeah, and I often refer to the 8th house as what? Repeat after me. Sex, death, and rock and roll. Yeah. Lots coming out. Now, the important thing that I want all of us to focus on here, let me just describe for you what's going on. Now, if you look here, the page, this is the D1. Yeah, the D1. And this is where the planets were sidereally at the time that Tucker Carlson was born. Now, look, you guys have seen my channel. You know what I'm all about. You know that I am a neo-Vedic astrologer. Yeah, so what it means is I take the sidereal placements of the planets, as in the ancient technique of Vedic astrology, which is over 5,000 years old. And I also incorporate the outer planets as well. So I incorporate Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, Ceres, and Chiron. Why? Because they're too important to leave out, in my opinion. It's not a critique of Vedic astrology at all. It's a superb science, and it really is a science. But I find they're too important to leave out, because the outer planets will really talk about a lot of the more mystical or unusual things going on in a person's life. Second house is speech. He's got Pluto there in the house of speech, which can mean literally manipulative or corrosive or corrupting speech. Yeah, when a person's in their shadow of their Pluto. Yeah, voila. Second house is also a house of education as well, but it deals very much with the mouth, the face, the talking head. Is very much associated with Rahu, yeah, who is the head, talking head without a body. So there's that. Now, the most important thing to look at here are the recent eclipses. Now, remember, we are in eclipse season. You've heard me say it ad nauseum, but now, for many people, I think the penny's dropping, isn't it? Because look, all this stuff that's coming out. We've just had the solar eclipse, yeah, which happened on when? The 20th of April, 2023. Today is the 24th of April, so it was 4 days ago. But you remember I said there is this window, yeah, of the month before and the month, well, actually 6 months after, but definitely the month before the energy starts to come in. And it doesn't have to happen exactly on that day, a few days, you know, the month before and definitely the month after, but definitely in that window of a few days before, on, and after the eclipse is when you get the most revelations that come out. If we look here, so this is the D1, here is the D9. This is Tucker Carlson's second half of life chart. This is called the Navamsha chart. And it's the D9, which means it's the 9th divisional chart. In Vedic astrology, this is unique. Know that this technique doesn't happen in any other astrological discipline. The divisional charts are a way of slicing up the chart or increasing the level of magnification in the chart. They are always reflections, yeah, of the D1. The D9 is the 9th division or the 9th magnification. It's also known as the chart of marriage, but really it's also about Dharma and what the life becomes. It was by looking at Ivanka's D9 chart, which when she was about to turn 40, that I was then able to correlate and say, accurately predict the insurrection. Yeah, I've actually got a playlist modestly called I Predicted Blah, Blah, Blah. Look at that playlist if you want, but you will see in one of the playlists, I look at Ivanka's chart and I could see Duck Larange, her father, acting out in her second of life chart, and I said she'll also be involved in legalities and stuff like that as well. Yeah, so it's all in there. But the D1 and the D9 are like two halves of the same coin, which I'm always saying to my clients. But when you look at the D1, it can show where those concrete manifestations are as well as the D9. Now here, this box here, you see where it says TR, everyone? Yeah, TR. That means transits. This is where the planets are right now sidereally. Yeah. Now remember, Western astrology doesn't take that movement of the stars backwards into account. Yeah. You know, like I said, if a Western astrologer is talented, they can still predict things. But I find that the Vedic is very concrete. Now you would have seen, where's my Vedic? Where's my calculator? Un momento. Forgive me, I need to keep showing this because it just perfectly illustrates what's going on. Now you will, oh no, oh, 1 second, let me just minimize. I hope you're still with me, guys, here. Now, remember, look, my chart calculator, yeah, eclipse calculator. This is where the eclipses are falling, yeah? They are falling in this Libra Aries axis. The lunar eclipse coming up on May 6th, when Charles is being coronated, is going to happen in Libra. The eclipses that we just had, the solar eclipses, happen in Aries, yeah? So remember this. Eclipses affect you most when you have planets in that sign, but particularly when the eclipse falls very close to a planet, particularly a personal planet. And one of the things that we do, oh God, there's 360 of you now. Wow, thank you for joining me, guys, because you had no preparation. You had no idea this was going to happen. Now, remember what I said. Eclipses affect people the most when they fall in the sign where there are planets, and particularly personal planets. So the personal planets are considered the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Yeah, these are the ones that can be seen with the naked eye. The closer the eclipse is to that planet's degree, the more powerful the effect. Also, as well, how that eclipse will affect that person, whether if it's going to bring something positive or negative, depends on the dignity of that planet. Yeah, so I just want us to get that downloaded in the mind. So oops. So remember what I said. The eclipse is happening here. Yeah, Aries, Libra. The solar eclipse. Now, solar eclipses deal with leaders, yeah, leaders and figureheads, people that hold a position of authority. And we can argue Tucker certainly did within Fox, huge influence, and of course his audience. So it deals with leaders of all kinds, people that are in the public eye. The sun deals with fame as well, the career public eye. Yeah, so we're all in there. Let's see here. Oh, there's lots of juicy stuff going on in the chat that I can't keep up with. What's this new right-wing CEOs didn't want a black gay man as anchor, pushing back against the very interesting. Look, that's quite juicy. So CC Ryder has said that, pushing against their propaganda, not to smack down with the wow, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yes, and there is this movement there. So as CC was saying here, as I've been saying, as you know, the shadow of Pluto can deal with what? Fascism, the far right, and all of this kind of stuff. He is in sidereal Capricorn. Yeah, he's currently at 6 degrees and loose change of sidereal Capricorn. This is why we're seeing all of this rise in what? Governments, far right stuff in governments and institutions. Also deals with big companies, big institutions, pharmaceuticals, the whole shebang. Top-down structures. Yeah, so we've been seeing that there's been this little bit of a drift, hasn't there, with CNN wanting to go a little bit more to the right, because as far as they're concerned, that's where maybe the money is. And again, I say this for entertainment purposes only, and I've not really explored it. You guys will know more. Anyway, I'm going to go back to sharing the screen, and I'm going to show you where this eclipse fell and why it's so important for Tucker Carlson's life. So here we go. We go back in. I hope you're following this. I hope I'm not going too fast. I think it's quite clear, but let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Now, remember, here we are. Here is where the eclipse is happening. Look, you can see when we look at TR, this is where they've just happened. Yeah, they've just happened. Now, I want you to look over here. Do you notice, what do we see over here? We see a personal planet in Tucker Carlson's chart in his 10th house. Now, what's the 10th house? The 10th house deals with career. Let me quickly get my let's run off here. There we are. We look here. And I go through my little 1970s cut. I'm so ridiculous, aren't I? But, I like to give you guys, a bit of entertainment as well as education about stuff, as you guys know. Now, I don't know if you can see this because obviously I can't see myself, but look over here. What does the 10th house deal with? It deals with public duties. Yeah, Tucker Carlson has a what? A strong relationship with the public. It deals with career, presidents, reputation. Presidents, isn't it interesting? The revelations that came out about his true thoughts of Dark L'Orange. Reputation, bosses. Yeah, he's obviously had a quick recent falling out with his bosses, hasn't he? Deals with fame, father's wealth. Yeah, Tucker's father actually married an heiress. Deals with honors, vocation, purpose, status, government. Yeah, in the end, they were saying pretty much Fox was pretty much the propaganda machine, you know, for the Trump administration, shall we say, for entertainment purposes only. But we all know this is true. Also deals with authority figures and highest achievements. Yeah. So Tucker has had the eclipse falling in his career axis. But remember I said the dignity of the planet also counts. Here, Tucker Carlson has Saturn in Aries. And now this is very important because Saturn debilitates in the sign of Aries. Yes, I kid you not. What does Saturn stand for? Like if we think of his virtues, he deals with discipline, yeah, backbone, structure, rules and regulations in that more positive sense. He deals with maturity, discipline, being congruent, pragmatic. Saturn can also be considered a very truthful planet, actually. It may not necessarily be a truth that we like, but he's truthful, yeah, in general. However, when he's debilitated, it's almost like the reverse card, yeah, in tarot. Oh, I should pull some. Do you want me to pull some tarot as well? After I finish this presentation, we'll pull some tarot on you know, Tucker Carlson, yeah? Let's get my tarot deck ready, yeah? We'll pull some cards on him as well and give you guys the full flavor. Anyway, the point is his planet of what? Backbone, discipline, rules, regulations, conservatism as well. But it's also supposed to be a modest planet. These things get upset when Saturn is debilitated. The person can become impulsive, hasty. Actually, not for everyone, but they can be a bit economical with the truth. Tucker's even admitted on video that he often doesn't tell the truth in his presentations. Yeah, he says, well, you know, I try not to lie. Anyway, the point is, look at the degree. Do you see here? His Saturn is at 8 degrees and 38 minutes of sidereal Aries in the nakshatra called Ashwini, which you've heard me banging on about. Yeah, what's Ashwini? Ashwini deals with horses, speed. Aries is also a sign of firearms and youth and stuff like that. Sadly, as we have seen, I don't need to go into the details, we've seen a bit too much of that recently, haven't we? Particularly, sadly, young people dying as a result of what? Firearms, yeah, all these eclipses, that energy, this has been going on. This is the second set of eclipses in Aries. But Ashwini specifically deals with speed, innovation, can even deal with sports cars, fast cars, stuff like that. There was, I'll talk about it on Hogarth this week, but there was an editor in Germany of a magazine that has been fired because she did an AI-generated news story, which was about Michael Schumacher, the Formula One driver, yeah, Ashwini, speed, cars. I'll go more into that later. Lots of stuff, of course, as well about horses. But look here, TR transits. Look at this stellium here in Tucker Carlson's chart. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take you over here, guys. I'm going to click on what is called animated transits or transits. And you see, I'm going to click here, animated transits. This is, so for example, if you are having a consultation with me, for example, this is where I can look into the future in your chart and basically make predictions about the future. We can look at the present and the past to see what the energies were going on at that time. There's many more other things, but this ain't a plug about my stuff. You can just see for yourself what kind of things one could potentially look at. Now, if we look here, Now you'll see down here, this is showing where the planets currently are at this time, but we're going to go back in time. We're going to go back 4 days to the 20th, and I can show you the exact degree at which the eclipse happened. Now remember, Tucker Carlson's Saturn is at 8 degrees 38 minutes. I want you to remember that. Now look at this. All right, here I'm going to go over to daily. Yeah, you see daily, and I'm just going to click backwards. You'll see the date change. Here it is at 22:04. Well, 10:04 my time. Yeah, because this is for it now. And you see here it says the 24th of April 2023. When I click backwards, you're going to see that date change, and the planets here are going to twitch and move a little bit. So here we are, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, 20th. Yeah. Now, if we look here, we need to remember eclipses, yeah, are a new moon. Yeah, that's when the moon and the sun are together. Yeah, and that's where you get that solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse, which is coming up on May 6th, is going to be the full moon. Yeah, and that's where the moon is going to be in the umbral shadow of the Earth, because the sun is here, the Earth is here, and the moon is there. When it's the total eclipse, sun is here, Earth is here, and the moon is there. Yeah, so the moon's shadow body eclipses the sun. All right. Now you'll see here, the sun is at 6 degrees and 23 minutes. And the moon here is at 15 degrees, 49 minutes. So this is just after the eclipse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click back hourly until we get the same degree. Yeah. So look, now look out for the moon. You're going to see this number start going down. I hope you can see all of this. Yep. So here we are. The number starts to go down. The sun, you see the sun is changing a little bit, because remember, the moon moves a lot faster. The moon moves 13 degrees, 20 minutes in 1 day. Yeah, fastest moving body. That's why the nakshatras are called lunar mansions, those star asterisms. Now you see here, now, oh, here we are. So we see, now we're getting close. Can you see the number of the sun and the moon are getting closer and closer? Ah, there we are. And then if I go here by 10 minutes, the Virgo in me would like to be exact. Let's see if I can get exactly. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, the sun. Oh, no, what am I doing? The moon has gone up beyond this point. Let's see here. 28, 30. Oh, that's going to have to be close. Oh, here we are. If I do 1 minute, see if there we are. Sorry, it's the Virgo in me. So here you can see the sun is at 5 degrees, 39 minutes. The moon is at 5 degrees, 39 minutes, which means the exact point of the eclipse was 4:13 a.m. UK time. Yeah, on the 20th of April, 2023. Of course, you can knock off 5 hours for that. In terms of the USA, and it means that we think 5, 3, 2, 1, 11, 10. So around about 10 p.m.-ish, 10 p.m. Eastern time, New York time, on the 19th of April, that's when the eclipse became exact. In fact, and that's probably when Tucker got the news, don't you reckon? Anyway, so if we look here, but look at the degree is 5 minutes, is 5 degrees 39 minutes. Where is Tucker's Saturn? Yeah, if we go back here, go up to main screen, there it is, 8 degrees 38 minutes. So whenever there's an orb of 3 degrees or less, that means a direct hit. Yeah. So this eclipse fell right on top of Tucker Carlson's Saturn, debilitated Saturn. This eclipse is also showing how the potential energy of his Saturn is going to play out. His Saturn Dasha is going to play out. Yeah, for the next 19 years. If I go here where it says TR, and let's just put in 19th of the 4th, and I'll do that, calculate. Let's see. Here we are. We've, okay, 1 second. Let me just have that. Let's just put 20th of the 4th because we already know that that was the eclipse day. Calculate. Let's put here. Here we are. Okay, yes. It's not, I've shown you the exact time. I don't need to put it in. In fact, you know, let me just, what did I have it as? Let's put it here. Let's just put here 04, and I think it was 15, wasn't it? 15 minutes, forgive me. I just like it to show precisely. There we are. There we are. So here you can see TR on the 20th UK time. There's the sun and the moon together at that 5-degree point. Yeah, literally at the sun, which is the more accurate in terms of that position because the moon moves so quickly, was at 5 degrees 37 minutes. You see, exactly in that 3-degree orb to his Saturn. That means as well, Tucker was not only having the eclipse fall in that house, but also Rahu, which can represent, well, causes the eclipses, represents unexpected events. Mercury was here as well. Mercury in Tucker Carlson's chart, do you see here where you've got all of these different bars of different heights? This is called Shadbala, and this is how the strength of planets are calculated throughout the chart. Now, for Tucker Carlson, and I go into more depth in this in the video that will follow after, either way, in Tucker Carlson's chart, Mercury is his strongest planet. Mercury is also the planet of what? Media. Yeah, media. So you can see, you know, his aptitude here for journalism, even though he's telling lies. I'll go into more detail in the other video. But the point is, for a Cancer ascendant, yeah, like Tucker Carlson is, Mercury can be a tricky planet because it's also one of the, it's not, it deals with the 3rd house via Virgo. Here we see the stellium here of Jupiter, K2 and Uranus in Tucker Carlson's 3rd house. What's the 3rd house deal with? It deals with the hands, the upper lungs. It deals with courage, the life force, the creative arts, competition, siblings, sales, self-employment, entertainers of all kinds, self-made money, the creative arts, and all forms of communication. Tucker Carlson was actually on Dancing on the Stars once upon a time. He got knocked out in the 1st round, but, you know, he was there. The point is that it's media. This is also one of the reasons why Cancer ascendants often have jobs in the media, because Mercury rules the 3rd house. But he also rules the 12th. And the 12th can also deal with losses. When I was looking at my chart last year and I was looking at certain configurations, because you remember, sadly, I lost my father last year. I looked at my chart, too long to explain, but I was like, I think I could lose my father this year. And sadly, he did pass when my Mercury Dasha began on June 22nd, 2022 in you know, end of July, August, he was gone. Yeah, he was gone. So Mercury is a tricky planet for Cancer ascendants. Yeah, he's a great planet, but he's a tricky one, can deal with losses. So here, when we look on the day of the eclipse, Mercury was part of this eclipse, which is one of his strongest planets, giving him these gifts in the media, but also as well, one of his planet for losses. Here, Uranus is here, which is what? Sudden shocks and surprises. Also deals with social media, technology, all of this kind of stuff. What also happened on the day after the eclipse, Mercury went retrograde. We all know what Mercury retrograde means, yeah? Things go wrong with what? Communications, media, etc., stuff like that. Sometimes as well, secrets in regards to media can come out, yeah? Here you can see, look, on the day of the eclipse, Mercury was actually standing still. But if we go back into animated transits, I hope you're finding this interesting, guys. And if we go back here, you see, look, there's no R. That little R with an X means retrograde. But this is because we're taking it from the 20th. Look what happens when I click forward by 1 day. You should see the R begin to appear. There we are. This is on the 21st, still standing still. But look, for the 22nd, there. Did you see that? Mercury turned retrograde. So it means reversals in regards to media. review, revise, reassess, recalibrate. So we can see quite literally from Tucker Carlson's chart, with Mercury being his strongest planet, particularly for him as a Cancer ascendant, with Mercury ruling the third house of media, where that stellium of Uranus is with K2, going back to the main screen here. Jupiter is also Guru. So you can see here, this eclipse was a real, shock and surprise for Tucker Carlson, delivered by that debilitated Saturn, because he is in Saturn's Dasha. If we look over here, I hope you guys are finding this interesting. If we look over here, and this is what I go into detail now, I'm actually writing a section in my book about how the Dasha sequence works. So it's how to describe it briefly. The Dashas, or the Vimsatori Mahadasha sequence, is when planets, when you're under the influence of the energy of planets for a certain set amount of time. Each planet has its own car. That's the best way to describe it. And when that Dasha starts, you're strapped in the back seat of that car and you're driven along for the full duration of that time sequence, yeah? Except the first one, which you're born into, and that's decided by the moon, but too long to explain. What happens is, after a certain period of time, the planet always turns up driving its own car, and then that planet, then it will get out of its own car and another planet will start driving. This is called the Bhukti, or the sub period. Yeah, the sub period. And this is why the energies change. And depending on who's driving the car and what car they're in, will trigger certain things. Here, Tucker went into his Saturn Dasha, which is a famously difficult one, by the way, famously difficult. Even when Saturn is in good dignity, here it's in terrible dignity, it's debilitated, yeah? And he went into his Saturn Dasha on the 17th of January, 2022. Now, what I forgot to say is, in the legacy video, is that that's when the energy starts to take hold. But Saturn is a slow moving planet. It takes him time for his energies to pick up. Now we're in 2023. So he's had at least a year in the driving seat. So we see here, he's going to be in his Saturn Dasha, or he's going to be in his Saturn is driving the car of his Dasha until Mercury comes along on the 19th. The Mercury will start driving the car on the 19th of January, 2025. Yeah. Now we know this is a strong planet for Tucker. So this could be when maybe he's going to have his own channel or some kind of BS or something like that. We'll see how Mercury might potentially help him, or will Mercury give him more losses? We'll have to see. It might be a combination of the two. Or 12th house also means foreign lands. Could Tucker maybe start working for a foreign channel? Just putting it out there. Anyway, the point is, he is in Saturn. Saturn is driving the car, and Saturn is debilitated, unlikely to produce a good result for Tucker over these 19 years, unless he goes down a spiritual route. If he kind of goes to India and, you know, whatever, and finds himself, maybe he can turn those energies around. But for right now, it means skids time. Yeah, skids. It's when other planets driving that they might be able to improve it. But right now it's Saturn, and look what's happened. So the eclipse has fallen there right on top of his Saturn, in his Saturn Dasha, which started on the 17th of January 2022 and will last until Mercury starts driving Saturn's car on the 19th of January 2025. So he is right in the middle of it. Mercury is a challenging planet, can be a challenging planet for Cancer ascendants. But I just wanted to show you how that energy has played out. We can see that massive pile up there, and then very soon after, Mercury went retrograde, which is the planet of media. And so we've seen these reversals in media, and it looks like it's all been slap face too for Mr. Lemon, CNN. We'll have to see. Obviously, there's something else kind of going on there. There was some debate about maybe some remarks or comments he's made. I don't know as much about his situation, unfortunately. But now I've stopped that share there. Let me just stop the share on that, because I think I made that point. Wow, 441 of you. What do you think, guys, about what I just shared with you? Interesting, huh? Yeah, very interesting. How long I've been going? 5 minutes. What's this? Let's see. My Coco could tell Don Lemon said that some off things on air. Yeah, let's see here. Said some off things on air. I wouldn't know, but trust her word on it. So yeah, we'll have to see. But the point is, Mercury is the planet of media. So when he goes retrograde, you know, this is why for everyone, you know, check your keys, your flights, travel documents, all of that kind of stuff. Very, very interesting things that are going on, isn't it? Let's just see here. I'm scared I'm going to hide under a rock until Pluto is... So Kelly B said, I'm scared I'm going to hide under a rock until Pluto is done. Look, we still have to live our lives. Yeah, we still have to live our lives. And look, unless you can hide under a rock for the next 17 years, or be in a cave, you know, for that long, the best thing is to know what the energies are and transmute those energies, alchemize those energies. The most intense period, particularly for America. In fact, actually, look, let's look at the USA chart. Yeah, here we are, USA chart. Let me just see if I can get this stuck up here for you. In fact, actually, of course, I can just share it on that. But anyway, look. USA chart. Look, Pluto is at 6 degrees 48 minutes. Yeah, in the USA chart. This is the Declaration of Independence. You know, 1776. Not the proper ratification, but the July 4th, 1776, 6:30 p.m. Yeah, when America came into birth. Yeah, as a concept. Here, Pluto is with K2, and we all know about what the Pluto return. Yeah. In fact, let's just have, you know what, I am going to share my screen. I'm going to share my screen, and let's go to the USA chart. Let's just go screen, and let's just do file open. And here, global astrology, you can see all my different files that I've got. And let's find the USA chart. Country, constitution, there we are. Here in my notes, I've called it constitutional chart. It isn't, it's the Declaration of Independence chart. All right, folks. So the important thing is this. Looky here. Yeah. There is Pluto with K2 at 6 degrees 48 minutes. Now, I must say, Pluto with K2 is very challenging. Yeah, it's very challenging. Pluto is a dark planet. K2 is a dark planet. And unfortunately, it can deal with headlessness. Yeah. Because remember, K2 is a body without a head. So it can mean there can be an element very often within America of this kind of headlessness. Yeah. K2 is also associated with Mars, and Mars is associated with what? Firearms, sharp objects, explosions, stuff like that. Look what's going on. You don't need me to go into all the details and ins and outs of it, and I don't want to traumatize you guys, but more than we have been already. But let's just look and be real and just say what we've been seeing in the world. Yeah. Sadly, little babies. Yeah. Remember the eclipses in Ashwini. Aries is a youthful sign. What's been happening? Because of the you-know-whats are so powerful that they've been, I'm not even going to say the words, you know what I mean. We all know what has been happening. Now, if you look here, you see where it says TR, like I said before, this means transits right now. You will see here clearly for yourself, Pluto is in sidereal Capricorn. He's currently at 6 degrees and 10 minutes, coming back to his almost exact return point in the USA chart, which is 6 degrees 48 minutes. He's basically back to himself. He is actually going to go retrograde and direct, retrograde, etc., and move over this position. And he's going to become exact around about the middle-ish of 2023, something like that. So this is why we're seeing so much what? Shadow in the United States. Now, what Pluto does is he brings up the shadow in order that we are forced to see it. That's why I say Pluto is like next door neighbor's cat dropping a maggoty rat on the bed. Yeah. But then we're forced to deal with it. Yeah. We're starting to see some of that reckoning now, aren't we? You know, with Monsieur Carlson. If we look here too, you see here Saturn is at 10 degrees 45 minutes of sidereal Aquarius. This is where Saturn actually is in terms of his body. Yeah, his body. The body counts. Of course, in Western astrology, they're 24 degrees ahead. Yeah, so they're talking about Pisces. But here, he's in Aquarius. What is Aquarius all about? Community, the people. Saturn also deals with what? Governments, yeah? Governments, distribution systems of all kinds, rules, regulations, etc. We've seen the effects Saturn had on everyone when it was in Capricorn, yeah? We had what? Lockdowns, yeah? Rules, regulations, restrictions. Here, he's still representing governments, but he can also represent how governments or institutions like governments might be changing the rules on things. But he's also talking about accountability for all things in regards to science and, pardon me, as well, social media. Aquarius is a sign very much associated with media as well, cutting edge technology. So this is like your YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, etc. All of that stuff. Even the wider media as well. Aquarius has got a lot to do with that because it deals with humanity. So yes, there's some shadow aspects which we've seen and we don't need to go into, but there's also the positive aspects of what? Accountability. This is also a time where the people are also going to start fighting back for their what? Their human rights. Look what's been happening with Roe versus Wade and this, that, and the other. Once the people become more and more aware of what's going on in the world, they're going to start taking action. Yeah, so that can be a positive thing. So it's not all doom and gloom. Yeah, but I wanted to show you how these energies are expressing. You'll also see as well, Neptune here is in sidereal Pisces. And I said, when he goes into Pisces, there's going to be stories about the ocean, the sea, storms, wet weather events. Look what's been happening. Yeah. He moved in there on the 24th of February. Oh, no, was it the 22nd? It was like the either 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I can't remember, of February 2023. What soon came into the news soon after? That huge seaweed mass, which is still apparently marching its way to Florida and the Gulf of Mexico and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, we'll see how DeSantis deals with that when that arrives. So we can see now how these energies are expressing. Pluto is a slow-moving planet, so he's going to be in sidereal Capricorn for a while. This is why you're also seeing what? Power structures of governments around the world are also changing, not just in America, the world. But the most intense part for the United States will be when where kind of happening now. But once Pluto starts to get 4 degrees, 5 degrees, 6 degrees away from his original chart position, a lot of that alchemy would have started to work its way through, and let's hope it's for the positive. Yeah, let's in the positive, this could be very, very transformative, but this is a transformative time for America. So I just wanted to share that part there. Let's just minimize the screen down. What did you think of that, folks? And let me just read some of the comments here. Let's see. Yeah. Someone said here, Hogarth, Mercury retrograde on the 21st also. Yes, that which I just described. Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. I can give you the dates. And when he goes retrograde, he always stays in the same element. How funny is that? So he's going retrograde in fire. So he went retrograde on April 21st, and it'll be there retrograde until May 14th in Aries. Starts off in Bharani, Nakshatra, and then goes back into Ashwini. And then on August 23rd, he goes retrograde to the 5th, September 15th, and that will be happening in Leo, starting in Uttara Falguni and then going back into Purva Falguni. And then he'll go retrograde for the 3rd time and the last time of 2023 on December 13th to January 1st, 2024. And he's going to be in Purva Ashada, and which is in Sagittarius, and going back into Mula, which is in Sagittarius. So you see how he stays in all the fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah. Let's see what else could it be helpful. Oh, okay. Someone's saying it would be helpful for my eyes if the cursor was larger. Sorry, I can't change the size of the cursor, I'm afraid. Sorry. I can't change that. I can't change that. Let's see. Someone's saying here, Kelly B saying, actually, I'm digging Pluto because I just read that if Pluto exposes you, it's because of your crappy person, and Pluto gets rid of people who aren't for the good of the people. So let's enjoy the show. Right. Yeah, there is that, because Pluto is just exposing what's there. Yeah, he's like he dredges up the dirt. We may not want to see it, but we are forced to see it. Yeah, so that we what? Deal with those issues. Yeah, deal with those issues, because these issues have to be dealt with. Yeah, globally, we need to go through our alchemy. Thank you so much for your donation, P. Turney. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see here. She says, and the Bard, of course. All right. Let's see what the Bard has to say about Tucker Carlson. I think I did the Bard already, but let's go again. And I've got about 5 minutes. I only wanted to go for an hour, and then I'll pull some tarot on him as well. So look, here we are. For anyone that wants to know, this is Shakespeare's Shakespeare, The Bard's Guide to Abuses and Affronts. Yeah, this is what I use in Hogarth each week. All right, let's see what the Bard has to say about Tucker Carlson. I'm just going to close my eyes. Close my eyes and okay, what do you think of Tucker, Bard? What do you have to say to us from the veil? Oh, well, this one here, the page that I stopped here says, "Thou lump of foul deformity." Richard III. And then on the next page from King Lear, it says, "I have seen better faces in my time than stands alone on any shoulder than I see before me at this instance." King Lear. So funny, isn't it? Because his face seems to take up the whole screen, doesn't it? When he does his thing. Let's pull some cards. Yeah, let's pull some cards on Tucker and see what's going on. This Saturn Dasha is potentially very difficult for him indeed, yeah? Because the Dasha, how you experience it depends on the condition of the planet. And if Saturn, Saturn debilitated, when Saturn's debilitated in the main chart and you go through his Dasha, it can be even more difficult than it usually is, yeah? So this could be a time where this is a turning point in his life, but you never know. Mercury might help him out and they might give him his own channel or something like that. What I suspect is he's probably going to come up with his own channel, his own YouTube channel, or, something like what Duck Larange did. Oh, look what's at the base of the deck. Look at that. Look at that, wounded in battle. Yeah. I think that really symbolizes. All right. What can you tell us, Spirit, about Tucker Carlson? Yeah, I'm going to pull 5 cards. As you guys know, I pull with my eyes closed. Oh, thank you, CHF. Ophelia Laurent, thank you so much for your donation. I really appreciate that. All right, I'm going to pull this down. Let's see what's in the pipeline, yeah, for this, this piece of work. Let's see here. Can you tell us? I hope you guys have been enjoying the show. And if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe. And because it really supports the channel. Actually, I probably should have said that with you guys looking at me. Anyway, let's flip them over. Oh, look at this speed. The corporation. The government. Working, having to graft. And authority figures. Well, look at it. All right, razzle dazzle, folks. It's pretty clear. First card here, look. 8 of Wands. Yeah, this means what? Things moving quickly. This has happened what? At pace. It has come as a shock and a surprise. It shows that it's a dynamic situation. It's almost like nothing. It's over. Yeah. He probably had a little call from the boss, yeah, from the boss to tell him, there you are, move on. So this can also do with entrepreneurship as well. Remember, one's also passion, but they're also entrepreneurship. So you know what? Tucker is probably going to be already working on plans of how he can set up his own little shtick, but you can see how the situation moved quickly. Look what turned up in the obstacle position here, the 10 of Pentacles, yeah, which is what? The institution, the big money, the network support system. Of course, this would be what? The family. It's also the family, but the Fox family, as they described, as one of the presenters said, you know, Tucker's leaving our Fox family. So this can also mean, though, as well, it can also mean the shadow of this card is dirty linen. Yeah, it's turned up in the second position, which is the obstacle position in a 5-card spread, which can mean it's like this. So this can mean dirty linen, things, secrets and scandals coming out about the family, dirty linen being washed in public. What's been happening recently? Tucker's true views have been made known, and it's probably why they've given in the yeah, because of things that he said and private stuff that is still maybe private for now, may still come out, and Fox will probably like, yeah. Now, look, Fox do have deep pockets. I said they'll probably make back the 700 and whatever million in a matter of months, but I was watching another video which said that Fox only made 1.6 billion last. I mean, that's still a lot, but they said only 1.6 billion last year. Now, look, I think they've got lots in reserve, but nonetheless, if they made 1.6 billion last year, then this 784 million payout that they've done has taken a big bite out of that. This will also encourage everyone else to have a go. They've opened, look, it's open season on Fox, yeah? Things speeding forward towards the organization. This isn't just Tucker, it's also Fox. Here, the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent government and authority figures, but this is also in many ways Fox presenting itself as this authority, yeah, to their audience, yeah, presenting themselves to this authority, to the audience. This also represents Tucker's role to his audience as well, because this is also known as the Pope, yeah. So this is the Pope sitting here, and these two things aren't balls; they're actually the bald heads of two guys that are paying reverence to the Pope. So within Fox, you know, it was all, you know, all bow to Tucker, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. He was almost like this papal kind of character, wasn't he? Here he is. Since he's been getting sacked, he's really going to start working hard. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. He's going to be grafting away to try and make something positive out of this, to reinstate himself as some kind of emperor or leader again. But this also, as well, we know, is also talking about Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, so he was sat by the boss. This is also, if we read it backwards, which, you know, I like to do from time to time, Rupert Murdoch, yeah, here sitting in his throne. But he's got a lot in Fox, but he's got what? A lot of work to do, yeah, to try and repair the reputation of the company, because he's going through what? The courts. Hierophant can also represent the courts. About what? His institution that he's built up over years, but the situation is moving quickly. Reading it the right way again for Tucker, yeah, this is him. His situation has become dynamic and changed because he's been given the boot from what? The institution, which was also a big source of money and finance. Those finances he's tried to protect by wanting to getting that woman sacked. Do you remember? He said, fire that woman because she's affecting the share price. His position as an authority, of course, has been dented, but he's going to try and reclaim it again. He's going to be working hard in his future because obviously he's got to find a job to pay the bills. Not that he's short of a bit of cash, but nonetheless, he'll be grafting on his own thing to try and reinstate himself as a kind of authority on the right. But for now, remember the card that was at the base of the deck. He is wounded in battle and he has to kind of reflect on what has happened. I'm going to end it there. I hope you guys found that interesting. NDA gag order here, what it says here. Tucker, CC Rider, Tucker must have a NDA gag order for Fox, just like all the former talent. He is silent. He may have 1 year waiting period before he can work elsewhere. Oh, interesting. Someone here saying they love horses. Katie Arbuck was saying Tucker's chart looks unbalanced. It is. He's not a balanced man. Someone's saying hello from Portugal. Thank you for joining me. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. I can't keep up with everything. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. It was a bit of an ambush, but look, ended up with what is it, over 450 of you in the end. Thank you so much for all of the love and the support. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, particularly if you enjoy my content and you find it educational and entertaining, because it really does help the channel. It really does help me, and it helps the channel a great deal. For those of you that are members and stuff like that, more content soon across all the different platforms, and I'll look at, doing some more deep dives. But I hope that explained to everyone, even though I did have to go at pace because there was a lot to cover, how Vedic astrology works. And you see why I'm so passionate about this, because it's real. Yeah, I could actually demonstrate, couldn't I, on the screen with the charts and be like, look, this has happened here, there, everywhere, and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed that content. I will leave it there for now. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And I will put the legacy content in the video of this link. Sorry. In the video description of this video once it's posted, and you can see that there. But bear in mind, it is from July 20th, 2021. Yeah, while we're still in the lockdowns and all of this kind of stuff. I think a lot more information has come out since then. I will leave it there. Thank you as well to Aussie Foggy Ozark as well, and everyone who donated, and everyone who donated. I'm going to stop talking now. See you all soon. See you on Saturday. Will I do a video? I should do a video on Wednesday. Let's see how it goes. But definitely you'll see me on Saturday on Hogarth. Mwah! Much love, and thank you for all of the support. Bye-bye for now. All right.